CookingWithAlia, and today we're going to make la Galette des Rois, which literally means the pastry of kings. It's basically a French cake made with puff pastry and filled with an almond cream called frangipane. It's super tasty and very easy to make. Although it is a French cake, you can find it in many bakeries in Morocco. So in Morocco, bakeries actually make a lot of French cakes. And it's one of my favorites. I love it, but eat with moderation because it's a calorie bomb. And that's it. If you want all my recipes, go to my website and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any of my upcoming recipes. So let's start! First, we're going to make the frangipane, which is basically almond buttercream. So here we have the butter, but make sure that the butter is very soft. You can use the microwave to soften the butter and add the sugar to the butter. Mix them together and mix them until you get this smooth, creamy texture. Now we're going to add the eggs, but add the eggs one at a time. So first, add the first egg, mix it well, and once the first egg is well incorporated, then add the second. And continue mixing. We're going to use almond powder, and basically almond powder is just raw blanched almonds that you mix in the food processor until you get this really fine texture. Okay, so add this almond powder to your eggs and the butter. And finally, we're going to flavor our cream. I'm going to use vanilla extract and orange blossom water. You could use the flavor of your choice. You could use also almond extract. I personally don't like almond extract, so here goes my vanilla extract and my orange blossom water. And that's it, my cream is ready. For the pastry, we're going to use regular puff pastry. I buy mine from the store, so just go to the store and go to the freezer section and you'll find puff pastry. I don't like making it, it takes a long time, and the ones that you can find in the store are really good quality. So I'm happy with that. We will need 2 rolls, and each pack, by the way, comes with the 2 rolls, so you only need 1 pack if you buy it from the store. When you're working with the puff pastry, make sure it's cold. Not frozen, but cold, because if it's not cold, it's going to be really sticky. It's made with a lot of butter, so the temperature really matters. So I'm rolling my first puff roll here. It's perfect temperature, and I'm just going to put it on my pan. Usually, la Galette des Rois is circular, but since my puff pastry is square, I'm just going to keep it square. I like to make things that are delicious and require minimum amount of work, so this works for me. So just put your puff pastry here, and we're going to brush the corners with 1 egg. So take an egg and mix it. Brush the corners of the puff pastry with the egg wash. In this step, we're going to add the cream to the puff pastry. So we take our almond cream and place it in the center, and make sure that you leave space in the edges, so this way when you close the puff pastry, the cream doesn't get out in the corners. So just here in our center. Now I'm going to take my second puff pastry roll and put it on top of the cream, and make sure that the edges get together like this. So press with your fingers around the edges to make sure they're well closed. This is very important because if you don't close the 2 puff pastries well, the cream will get out from the puff pastries and it's going to be a mess. And it happened to me before, so I know how big of a mess it can be. So just a tip, if it happens to you and the almond cream gets out and it's like a huge mess, just bake it. It still tastes good, but it doesn't look good. Using a knife, we're going to cut the edges of the pastry. So like this. The other thing I'm going to do is put a little hole on the top here. Just a little hole. This way the steam can come out when it's cooking. And that's it. Now we're going to cover the whole puff pastry with the egg wash to get a beautiful color. And using the back of my knife, I'm going to make little circles or little designs around it, but make sure not to pierce the pastry. So do it really lightly. So I'm just going to do like this. See how light? I'm not even pushing the knife. It's very light. And that's it, our Galette Des Rois is ready. Put it in the fridge for 30 minutes before baking it. And I preheated my oven to 400 Fahrenheit degrees, which is around 200 Celsius degrees. See, it's ready to be baked. So usually in la Galette des Rois, when you cut it, there is a bean. There's one bean. And if you get the bean in your slice, then you're the king of the day. So I had this little almond that I wanted to use as the bean, and I forgot to put it inside. So don't do like me, put it in, when you put the cream, put it inside here. This way your guests can get it and it's fun to see who's the king of the day. Since I forgot it, I'm going to eat my almond. And that's it. So we're going to bake it, and if it becomes brown too quickly, you can reduce the temperature. Or just cover it with a little bit of foil, this way it doesn't brown before it cooks. The Galette des Rois is ready and it smells amazing. I placed it in the oven for 30 minutes and it's perfect. So here I'm taking a little bit of apricot jam and diluted in a little bit of water, and I'm just going to brush it to get a nice glow on this Galette des Rois. I'm going to let the Galette des Rois rest on my counter until it cools down and it becomes at room temperature. You eat it when it's warm, delicious when it's warm, or you can eat it when it's cold. The Galette des Rois is warm and now it's time to taste it. I'm going to take a little piece. Ooh, it's so flaky. There's the almond paste inside and it's so flaky and it smells amazing. One bite for me. This is awesome. This is really good. Wow. It's so flaky and smooth and tasty and buttery and almondy, and it's just the best pastry ever. I'm serious, guys, you have to try this. And of course, eat in moderation. So share this with lots of friends and family. It's so good. So I hope you enjoyed the recipe and see you next time. Bon appétit!